Welcome back to the Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. Today our topic is boom, bust, or bubble. We're talking about the cycle. Where are we? What's happening? Please welcome my next guest. It's Mitch Roschelle. He is the U.S. Real Estate Practice Leader for PwC. He's joining us on the phone today. Mitch, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Well, we appreciate it. And Mitch, there's a lot of talk about, this cycle kind of being a little long in the tooth. Where are we?
I'll give you a historical perspective. If you go back to the Lincoln administration, literally, and look at all of the boom-bust economic cycles, one of the big takeaways is that the cycles that we've seen of late are considerably longer than the cycles today. If you look at the period from the mid-1800s out to 2009, there were 33 cycles. But as you go through time, if you go from World War II to 2009, there were only 11 cycles. So the cycles that we're seeing are considerably longer in length, and the one we're in right now, we're probably 76 months into it. So I'm sure your next question is, where are we in that cycle? But I'll just go with data and tell you that we're 76 months into it.
And so where are we in the cycle?
How did I know you were going to ask me that? So my new fun answer, because people always ask me what inning we're in, I'm going with it's a doubleheader, and we're in the beer and restroom break in between the games in the doubleheader. So I'll say we probably won the first game, and it's not terribly clear if we're going to win or lose the second game, or whether or not it's going to go into extra innings. But I'll tell you that the first game went into extra innings, and it was a win.
Well, that would I would translate that into then we're in the middle of a great cycle that's going to last a while.
It's going to last for a while. The fundamentals, nothing has really heated up, and I'm sure either in this segment or in the next one you probably want to talk about specific markets and property types, but nothing is really overheating. And what's interesting about the regulatory framework in banking, if you go back and look at the last 4 cycles that we've had, 2 of them were caused by the real estate industry, the savings and loan crisis of the 80s and the most recent financial crisis. Arguably, the savings and loan crisis was caused by a deregulation of the lending industry that led to crazy overbuilding and a tax code that was in favor of taking real estate risk, which led to both worlds sort of colliding. I'm not making a comment on whether or not regulation is good or bad. I'm hopefully just stating facts. If you look at the most recent financial crisis that we had, we see an abundance of regulation in response to it. And what that regulatory framework has done, it's made it difficult for lenders to make loans, whether they be residential loans, construction loans, commercial real estate loans. And that regulatory framework and the difficulty for borrowers has kept volumes down and served to not reinflate a bubble. And arguably, low interest rates, historically low interest rates, would make a case for reinflating the bubble. However, we don't have a regulatory framework that lines up with that. So we're in a good place because we haven't overbuilt.
So how long are we in this good place for? If you look into your crystal ball, how many years, I guess is what you're saying, how many years do we have left of kind of being in this great cycle of expansion?
Too bad we're not on Skype, because I just shook the magic 8-ball, which said, don't answer Michael Bull's next question. I think the safe answer is the low interest rate environment and how investors feel about it. So given we have a minute and a half before the break, I'll make it quick. When we did the emerging trends work, and I covered this on your show a couple of months back, we asked market participants, what are the prospects for profitability for the industry for the upcoming year? And we have 84% of the participants feeling that the profitability is good to excellent, which, by the way, is identical to the response we got 10 years ago in 2006. But what we also asked them was, what is the likelihood that rates are going to rise in the following year? And we got the highest response that we've ever gotten on the notion of interest rates going up. So sentiment is as strong as it's ever been, but the belief that rates are going up is equally as strong. So what I'll tell you is the real estate market participants feel that rates are going up, but they also feel that prospects of profitability are strong, so they're baking into everything a rate rise. I don't think that causes the wind to come out of the sails of the real estate industry, whether we're talking about the housing market or commercial real estate.
For how long?
2016, and most likely beyond. The question will become, how will the Fed act? 25 basis points here, 25 basis points there, baked into everybody's thought process. Anything greater than that, quicker than that, could be a problem.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a short break, as Mitch said. When we get back, we're going to talk about where we are for the various property types and geographic areas and classes of property. So stay with us. I'm Michael Bull. This is the Commercial Real Estate Show, and we will be right back.
The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty, a great place to do business. Xceligent, information for the professionals. And Commercial Search, properties for sale and lease. To access these companies or for additional videos, podcasts, and articles, visit creshow.com.